Ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the microphones, it's Kenny. It's Jack. It's the Rock and Roll Up Podcast.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
My name's Jack.
My name's Kenny,
This is Rock and Roll Up Podcast.
presenting Megaphone Mondays.
Megaphone Mondays. Play the jingle.
Megaphone.
I was trying to do my Sharona thing.
Yeah,
Doesn't even work.
drop that.
What's Megaphone Mondays?
Well, people might have listened to our our first episode. This is our second episode. First one featured some unpopular,
Controversial. Diabolical.
some said diabolical opinions on music. What are we doing today?
We've come storming back with the bloody wrestling episode.
Yeah, we're going back to the wrestling today.
We're going to be standing on our metaphorical soapbox, if you will, screaming unpopular, controversial opinions into your face. What soap you got in that soapbox?
We will attempt to keep the screaming to a minimum.
Well, you get soap in your eyes.
Talking of screaming,
Oh.
don't drop the soap. What?
Whoop, whoop. What's your favourite soap?
I don't use soap. I don't wash.
That's apparent.
I use shower gel, but I would say as long as it's not the soap from Fight Club, made from human fat.
First rule of Fight Club:
Don't make soup.
Soap
Don't
or
make
soap
soup
from human fat.
No, ever.
Is that that's what it's about?
No. So here we go.
Here we
Are
go.
we ready to put these out into the world for all to see?
I think get your megaphone out. Cue megaphone sound effect. We haven't got that set up.
No. My first.
Hit me with your first one.
Okay.
Get prepared.
My first hot take.
Go on. He's got his pad out. Look at that.
Look at the pad.
Look at the pad.
Here we go.
Nobody uses pads.
Number one.
Loser.
AEW will not gain mainstream success.
Whoa. Expand.
Well,
First of all, what's AEW?
All Elite Wrestling, the new and hot, much talked about wrestling
Upstart
promotion.
T-shirt company, if you will.
T-shirt company, if you will. Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Cody, and others.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Tony Khan.
TNT
funded.
deal,
Yeah.
ITV deal, Double or Nothing that happened shortly ago.
It happened shortly ago because we're definitely recording this post Double or Nothing. What did you think of all of the matches at Double or Nothing?
I thought that moment when CM Punk came out was
great, and when John
crazy.
Moxley came out.
Yeah.
It's a shame we couldn't record a video after that or podcast after that because of course we weren't together then, but we can do a full review now, can't we? Because we've definitely seen the show.
Definitely.
5-star show? Five-star show. Let's move on.
That Hulk Hogan section was a bit weird.
Yeah, well, you know.
AEW will not gain mainstream success. Now, when I say mainstream success, I'm talking not quite to the level of the 90s because I don't think that would ever happen again.
Yeah, mainstream is a very big term, isn't it?
The change of viewing habits, I think, has meant that that's unlikely to ever be accomplished again. However, as poorly as WWE have been doing in the ratings,
badly,
they have still got a large amount of mainstream success.
Yes.
So I'm talking on chat shows. I'm talking on being well known within the general public as the wrestling brand. Now,
okay.
The reason I say this is because AEW is it's a different kind of wrestling company, I believe. It's a wrestling company for people like ourselves, like our listeners, who love wrestling.
It's a wrestling
We're hardcore
company for wrestling fans.
I think so.
Okay.
And I think if good wrestling was what you needed to get mainstream success, wrestling would have been mainstream for the last 50, 60, 60 years.
Let's expand slightly perhaps on this mainstream point. So mainstream meaning, for example, household names. That would be something
Household
that I
names?
would think in, i.e. a Stone Cold, a Rock.
Yeah. I mean, they will
will
gain that, of course, I'm sure. But for my money, I'm laying my hat on the idea
Go on.
that.
Nice hat.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I bought it from
That's sombrero.
Yeah, it's the soap factory I bought that from.
Did you?
Yeah, it's just a worker's hat. Stole it.
Oh, no.
Stole it.
It's clean though.
Yeah, it was very, very clean. Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's a matter of if great wrestling was all you needed, then ROH,
Sure.
some of TNA, NJPW.
Yep.
I mean, perhaps there's a language barrier on JPW. That's why it's
Yes,
not
of course.
gained as big a mainstream success in the
Yeah,
West.
oh, that's moving well to America at the moment.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's expand on this slightly more. Perhaps mainstream equates to pop culture influence,
I think there will be that, but within the wrestling smart community.
but say, like, if you smell what The Rock is cooking or whatever, those things, or John Cena, you can't see me, transcended wrestling, continue to transcend wrestling into popular verbiage, into movies, into games,
Definitely.
into in-jokes with other people that don't watch wrestling.
People were playing WWE games that didn't even watch WWE.
But you're saying that perhaps AEW won't have that impact on popular culture, perhaps?
No.
It will just exist as a product.
I mean, AEW, we're about as excited as possible.
Yeah, oh, I can't wait.
I love the Young Bucks.
Well, it was such a great show that we definitely saw.
I've been following their career since they were Generation Me and TNA.
Yeah.
But, and I'll be enjoying the show.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Well, you're a mark.
But is it really going to be gaining the traction that is needed to really compete with WWE? I say no. What do you say?
But they don't want to compete with WWE, do they?
Do they not?
No, they want to be an alternative. They've said that.
Do they?
I think they are competing because WWE are the number one wrestling
Do you
company in
think
the world.
that if you're paying $1 million contracts, you're not doing that to compete with WWE in any way?
Well, they're being smart by locking down talent, but
Of course.
they're locking down talent that wants to go to AEW, aren't they?
Yeah.
They haven't really poached anyone.
But I think the ultimate idea is to... Do you not think the ultimate idea of AEW is to try and be the biggest wrestling company in the world? As hard as that would be.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's to make money, to be well loved as they are amongst the wrestling community, and to gain, if they got another million who were casual fans that happened to see it and became loyal fans, that's a complete success, I think, in their eyes.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to want to push 9-10 million. I just think that's completely out of their reach. I think they'd want to be maxing out at 2 or 3.
If they were hitting
they'll
the
be
same
quite happy.
level as Raw and SmackDown, it would be absurd.
Well,
but there will certainly be a plateau at the beginning, and then things will rise and plateau, and we shall see where they are in a year. But I don't think that they'll gain as mainstream success as some people think they will. But that is...
But what's the reasoning, do we think, as a quick conclusion to that? Why won't they, and what could they do, do you think?
I think that they can't.
Because wrestling is...
homogenized by the WWE.
They've just dominated.
I think they're too as bad as they get, and as frustrating as they are, they will always be the company. This might this might sound wrong. People may have said the same thing about WCW. Who knows?
Yeah.
And Tony Khan is worth more than Vince McMahon, than WWE.
Lots of money,
just himself is Tony.
Yeah, it's Tony Khan.
What's
his father? Yeah.
Yeah. So we shall see. But I struggle to see them competing in mainstream audience. I think they'll pick up some, but not. They perhaps won't have the longevity. But
okay,
that is just one man's opinion. Please let us know. Do you agree at Rock Roll Up Pod on Twitter?
Hit us with your comments, your points of dispute, perhaps.
That's the first one.
This is very basic kind of explanation and kind of chatting about everything. We could talk about this kind of stuff for hours. This is very much talking points, sparking debate. Remember that, there'll be things here that we don't take into account because we're too stupid to think of them. So
talking of which,
just having a little chat, just a little mate's chat, and maybe piggybacking off that, I also have an opinion on AEW.
Oh no, we're hitting you with the double AEW.
The double U. I don't think that they, by existing, will improve WWE's product at all.
Okay. So
Similar to what you've been saying, because I think WWE, by existing as long as it has, and by buying out and decimating its competition, and then being rubbish, has killed people's love for professional wrestling as a mainstream sport.
Yeah.
I don't think WWE has killed, fans that love indie wrestling, because of course they love indie wrestling. But there was a big contingent of people that watched TV that watched wrestling, that then stopped watching wrestling but carried on watching other TV. And I think that by AEW existing as a wrestling company for wrestling fans, although WWE are locking down talent, we've seen obviously the likes of the Revival and Luke Harper, etc., not being granted releases, dates, months being tagged onto their contract to prevent them from perhaps going to AEW. Very petty. Business savvy, granted, but it is petty, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not doing anything to improve their product. That's just preventing another company from being able to say they didn't like it there, so they've come here because we're better.
So
you know what I mean? In what way will AEW existing mean WWE go, right, we have to now be better?
Well,
what does that mean?
Okay, so when you say it won't affect it, one way it will affect is that they'll pay their superstars more. So there's one way.
Well, when I say they won't affect it,
do you mean
I mean
the product?
They won't improve it. They will not improve the day-to-day, week-to-week, year-to-year product.
Okay,
because
so we're talking about the TV will not be improved.
Well, house shows. I mean, house shows we've seen and they're quite boring. I think the weekly TV will not be improved by AEW existing.
You think?
And I'll tell you one reason why. Vince McMahon.
Okay.
The man is old, he's stubborn, he's mental. The man spits in the face of the fans most of the time. Yes, he does some cool things. We've spoken about Kofi. Yes, the guy is, turned things into gold before, but the guy needs to step down. We're all aware of it. Whoever defends him, I think they might be deluding themselves a little bit. Mm-hmm. The guy needs to go. And I think by seeing competition, you'd hope that he would go, right, you know what, let's bin these writers, let's get strong writers in, let's push the people that the fans want, let's make this real again, let's create characters. But I think, to be honest, it's too far gone. Until he steps down, and even then, I think they've got such a set way, such a blueprint that WWE follows, that they followed for such a long time. Do we really think that by another company with significant backing existing will make them go, you know what, we are going to push, Finn Balor to the main event. We are going to do this. And if they do that, would that really increase, the fandom anyway? Would it mean that they max out on 5-6 million a week again? I don't think it would. I think those days of those kind of numbers on TV are done.
Well, okay, I've got a couple of points.
Go on.
Okay, one, AAA did do 8 million in Mexico.
But Mexico's a very different market, man. It's like a cultural thing.
But I think there is a thirst for wrestling.
There is.
Do you think beyond those two? I mean, there was a thirst for more wrestling by more people only a year ago, and a year before that, an even bigger thirst.
Yeah, well, there was a thirst here as well, obviously with World of Sport and things. But I thirst is not improvement. You know what I mean? I don't think. I just don't think they're going to get any better, because I think the guy that's leading the driving the chariot has lost it. I don't think he's going to see competition and go, right, we really need to fight this, because I think they've already earned too much money and they're already too set in their ways.
So, okay, next question: do you think that with the very close starting of the XFL, if Vince was to step away, AEW does well in its first 6 months and Hunter takes over, do you think it would improve under Triple H?
I suppose that's a whole other thing, isn't it?
Because
Vince said he's running both
XFL
and WWE, but
that's if the XFL does better than it did the first
I
time,
don't-
which it may not.
No, I doubt it will. I don't know, because Triple H has his faults like everyone else. I mean, NXT is great, but it's not just Triple H. I mean, there's loads.
No, of course.
He has a good team. If he fires everyone else and gets his team in, I think it will be a much more engaging, captivating show.
Definitely.
But I don't know. Will it be a better show? Will it be far improved?
Yeah.
And I suppose the idea really is, what is better? Ultimately, what does it mean to be improved better? Does that mean better matches? Does it mean better stories?
Just
I think for me,
logical and less silly.
It means
and
less goofy. It means logical storylines.
You can be goofy. Works
Goofy
sometimes.
characters is fine,
Like,
but I want character consistency.
The revival shaving each other's backs.
Yeah,
and
they
all
do
that
it well,
rubbish
but we don't
is,
need it. Yeah,
You know.
just character consistency, good storytelling, good in-ring action, a nice balanced card, nothing that drags,
Yeah.
good commentary. That's kind of dreamland, but that's kind of what I want. I want to feel excited about it, and I just think that they probably think AEW's snapping up some good talent. It's for kind of the smart fans, and we know our audience, and there'll be enough of them to stay. That means we can pretty much go on autopilot and not really do much more.
Okay.
That's sort of that's why it comes from a place of cynicism, I think, and I would hope that they go, wow, we really need to step up our game.
Yeah.
But AEW's been in the pipeline for a while now, and all they've really done is stop people going there.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
So those are our first two takes. Let me ask you,
Go on.
do you accept mine?
I think ours go hand in hand, actually.
I actually am going to say I disagree
Do you
with
think?
your take.
Do you think?
I think that WWE will be forced to improve, even. Well, no, I do think to a fairly significant level. I think that the only time that we can see this happening in the past was in the Attitude Era, and those two shows really drove each other's quality up and up and up.
They did, but WCW did have big characters.
Yeah,
I don't know if AEW does at the moment.
Yeah, but we're talking about if WWE would improve.
Yeah, but they improved because of the level of competition.
I think I would hope that if AEW was doing crazy numbers and WWE continued to fall, someone would grab Vince and shake him hard.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I want to disagree with myself. Like I said, it does come from a place of negativity, but I often come back to just feeling like the ship has sailed with them, and until the old man dies or steps down,
the old man dies.
I just don't really think anything will change, no matter how good Kenny Omega is, and the guy's a god. I don't think WWE are going to see them. They're worried, but I don't think they're going to go, right, let's be great. I think they're going to go, well, screw them.
Okay.
We'll do what we want.
All right. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
That's all the AEW. We thought we'd get that out of the way.
Get it out of the way.
That's AEW.
Go on.
Okay. My second.
Go on.
It's gonna set a couple of people off, I think.
Set a couple of people adrift.
John Cena is the best talker wrestling has ever seen.
Oh my goodness. You can't see me. Go on.
Thoughts? Initial thoughts on that?
You're asking me for my thoughts before you've explained your point.
Well, I think it's a point that I'll be
not
honest.
Much to say, is there?
Completely agreeable.
Well, he's a great promo, yeah.
Who are the best promo guys that wrestling's ever seen? I think you're automatically thinking of Hulk Hogan.
Well, of course.
You're thinking
Flair.
of Flair.
Yeah, but all the old guard were great. People like Arn were great, and like.
Let's think about the real
Rock,
primo. You're talking
Cold,
Rock, Stone
Jericho,
Cold, Jericho,
more
Miz.
modern Miz, Paul Heyman.
I
love Samoa Joe. I think he's great.
John Cena.
Kevin Owens is great.
Taking down somebody in a promo has. I mean, I'm not saying that it is. He's almost too good, where he sort of buries talent and other people because he's actually so good at putting them down.
Yeah, he has a weight to his words.
Yeah,
whether it's because he writes them himself, whether it's because I don't know why it is. Maybe it's because he's really good at it. He is very good at it.
I think if you go to spar with Cena at a war of words,
he will win.
9.9 times out of 10, you're going to lose.
9.9.9. Yeah, he's very good.
I didn't know The Iconics are here.
They're here. It's been so long. Who's that? Who's that impression of?
Miss Eva.
You've been waiting so long.
waiting so long.
Answers on a postcard.
Yeah.
Messages if you know. Comment below. Like, share, subscribe if you know who that impression of is of.
You've been waiting so long.
You've been so good.
That's I love that.
Love that.
A short one. John Cena, best promo guy of all time.
What's his best promo?
You've
done your research, right?
I'm gonna say.
But you can say it word for word.
His best promo is the return of Thugonomics at WrestleMania.
Oh no! When he buried Reigns, that was good.
When
I think I prefer his off-the-cuff remarks that is so self-aware.
Yeah.
And break kayfabe.
He's a truly special talker and a pretty fantastic wrestler. Let's be honest.
He's a great wrestler.
Let's comment
nothing
section
he does looks
on
like it hurts.
fire currently.
No, he's great. I think you're ignorant to say that Cena isn't a great talker and a great worker.
Yeah.
And one of the most important wrestlers of the last couple of decades, really.
So,
but
who's
he the best?
Who's better? Hit me with some names.
But what do you mean by better in what way?
Okay, so better to convey emotion in a promo, more captivating.
The Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, he is another once in a generation talent.
Yeah. I think I can't see past that. I never liked Cena. I never liked his stupid Thugonomics thing and his spinning belt. I never liked any of his matches. It's only when I've got older that I've looked back and gone, you know what? I was being ignorant. He's a great worker and he's done great work for the business and he's a big money maker and he pushes a lot of merch and by all accounts seems a relatively good guy, although there's some backstage stories to dispute that.
Yeah.
But his consistent burial of people and things just put me off him, and I just never really liked his character work.
Yeah.
But
although
he is very good.
I've not heard of him being a backstage politicker.
I don't know. He's got a couple of people fired. Yeah, I would.
Not as bad as others.
No, but I think he knows how to play it.
Michaels and
no. I think his attitude was always very good to your face.
So I think they booked him that way on the whole.
Don't know. Not sure. I can't agree that he's the best of all time. I think there's
not many better.
He causes too many disputes himself to warrant that title. I think. I think he needs to be universally accepted as being the best to be the best.
Yeah, I think it was. You mentioned him dressing down Reigns. I think it's indicative of the issue with WWE, as we were talking earlier, in that you've got those talents, which I suppose those different decades of Hogan, then probably Stone Cold or The Rock, then John Cena, and then Roman Reigns.
Rikishi, he's up there as well.
Rikishi, Mantar.
Yeah.
You've got those four kind of decade talents, and you think once in a generation would be correct for the first three. And the fourth one, perhaps showing the state of WWE when Reigns is being put up against those.
When he, of course, whenever Cena was in the ring, it is there's a certain electricity that is there that just isn't there with really anyone.
No,
and I think that's more reflected on their star-making quality than anything else. But yes, he's a fantastic promo. But can I say he's the best? I can't say that.
Hit up below.
My heart's not in it.
Hit up below who you might think is the best. Maybe we're missing a glaringly obvious
There
one.
might be. Like we said, we can't say pretend we know it all. But we'll maybe comment some of Cena's best lines. That might be interesting. Wow. Well, that is Cena is a bone of contention with some people. I'm going to say something possibly more controversial than that. Maybe not quite as controversial as that.
Maybe not.
But I think it's going to annoy a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't like Seth Rollins. I think he's a bit caca-poo-poo.
Right.
I titled my point, Seth Rollins is rubbish.
People have just paused, turned off, deleted the podcast.
That's fine. They've deleted it off our channel. They've hacked our channel and deleted it.
They've gone, do you know what? You can't say that about Seth Rollins.
The screen's black. Tyler Black.
I'm at a loss.
Let me stop you there. Let me explain.
Please explain.
The man can't cut a convincing promo. He's got a stupid voice and that laugh where it's like the duck out of Rosie and Jim.
He's got a stupid voice.
Yeah. which is important.
Is that
in
his
delivery.
fault? Is that
yes,
his fault?
it is. Yeah, because in
Okay.
delivery, yeah.
All right.
I hate those stupid tope dives he does that don't look like they hurt.
Oh, I hate
In
them.
fact, nothing he does look like it hurt. The only thing he does that looked like it hurt is when he broke his leg, which he sells
Wait.
in
Let me
every
stop you.
single
Let me
match
stop.
ever.
The curb stomp doesn't look like it hurts.
No,
Really?
because their face is 4 feet off the ground.
But in kayfabe,
No, a couple of people take it really well,
yeah.
but not many. I think Brock took it quite well.
Yeah.
But you watch about half that take it look great, and the other half you go, well, just not rubbish. It's a really cool move,
Yeah.
but I don't think anything he does looks effective. The way that he sells his leg all the time, it's just the story of every match is Seth's going to get beaten down, then he's going to do his stupid comeback and his dives, and he's going to do what's it called, that thing he does off the top rope, the big move when he deadlifts them back up and does another move. What's that called?
I don't know.
The move, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
We don't know, remember moves. That one he does. Falcon Arrow.
Okay, yeah.
The deadlift Falcon Arrow.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
It was cool the first time he did it. Does it every match.
I think
He's a paint by numbers wrestler.
I
That's
would
what winds
I would
me up about
agree
him.
that Seth Rollins, talking of Cena on the last point, he's falling into that point where he's got that kind of 5 moves of doom, a bit like other people. He does
just
the
a few
same
moves.
finish
Yeah.
to every match.
This isn't, again, indicative of a lot of wrestlers and a lot of WWE. It's paint by numbers. Loads of them do the same move. But he just does the same match. Not saying he hasn't been in some great matches. Shield Wyatt, etc., etc. When he cashed in, of course, won the belt. Mania, fantastic. Big fireworks, fantastic. He's good. He's good. But I don't think he's that good. I think he's upper mid-card at best.
Upper mid-card.
Upper mid-card at best. I don't think the Shield's as good as everyone says it is. I think years later, where are we? Reigns is hated. Ambrose is left. Seth's, got the belt by low-blowing someone. He's a face. Why is he low-blowing people?
You've gone wrong.
He's not a tweener. He's a face.
You've gone wrong in the head.
He came back as a heel. He should have been a face.
Burn it down. Come on.
Yeah, his entrance is over more than he is. He's got a cool entrance, and he's good. He's good, but the man's annoying. I just find his presence annoying.
You've got a real problem with him.
He touched me.
People say. Let me lay this at your door.
What do people say?
People say he's the modern day Shawn Michaels.
No, he's not.
I think
Adam Cole's the modern day Shawn Michaels.
Agreed.
Next.
Okay.
In what way is he Shawn? In what way is he in the same league as Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, I mean, he's not.
No, he's not. He's a good wrestler.
He's good.
I don't know why. What confuses me is why people think he's that good. This is the thing that I don't get, because it's like, obviously you have your opinion, it's fine. If he's your favourite wrestler, brilliant, great. But why is he seen as this sort of elite level? I keep bringing up the elite, but why is he seen at that level?
Do you think that it's...
Because I don't think he's that good.
Let me ask you this.
He's crisp.
His main event status more to do with the fact that he was in the Shield than his...
Wow, that's the secondary question, yeah.
Yeah.
If Seth Rollins wasn't in the Shield,
yeah.
would he be the champion at this point? Of course he wouldn't.
Do you think?
You saw where he was in NXT before that. He was roaming around in little pants. He looked rubbish.
So let's say this as well. We're talking about Seth Rollins. We are not talking about Tyler Black, or are we?
Well, this is another point. Thank you for bringing that up.
That's quite... It's almost like this is semi-planned.
Thank you for bringing that up. Seth Rollins, Tyler Black, peaked on the independent circuit.
Okay.
Although he's had some higher rated matches, I believe he had a 4.75. I think it was a triple threat.
Yeah.
Meltzer awarded, of course.
Oh, don't mention that. I mean,
but
we don't have a problem with Meltzer. We think he's brilliant.
He's great. Yeah, that will trigger some people as well. But
yeah, that's a hot take right there.
Yeah,
Dave Meltzer.
We like you, Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, we love you.
Most respected wrestling journalist possibly ever.
Yeah.
There's
a reason.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. I think Seth's had some great matches in WWE, but his matches against people like Nigel McGuinness and Roderick Strong and Bryan Danielson, they're just infinitely better. They're harder hitting. The guy can wrestle. That's what I'm saying. The guy can wrestle, but I don't think he's above upper mid card really. He can have a belt. He's a good sort of intercontinental title holder.
Yeah.
that's where I'd keep him. As soon as he gets to the main event, I think he flounders. I don't think he's convincing, and
he injured Sting, so I hate him.
he's injured a few people. Injured Balor,
Yeah.
injured Sting. He's
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, you've brought me around somewhat.
Yeah. It's difficult because my point is sort of I don't think he's as good as some other people think.
Yeah.
But it's more I don't believe that he should be holding the title. I don't think he's at that level.
Okay. I'm going.
And he swings
to...
it around his head like a lasso, like he's trying to catch a horse.
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? I am going
It's okay.
to. I can't decide. I'm going to agree.
I like it. It just comes down to are you excited to see Seth Rollins? And
Yeah.
I don't think we are.
When I watch a Seth Rollins match, for some reason, before a Seth Rollins match, I think, oh, this is going to be fantastic. Seth Finn, Seth Bryan,
I know.
Seth whoever. And I think, oh, it's going to be great. And it's always just...
It's not bad.
He reminds me a bit of Shinsuke on the main roster.
Oh, that is controversial.
Where I always think it's going to be better.
The promise is there. The promise is there, exactly. Yeah.
The tope suicide is the worst thing.
Rubbish.
They look terrible.
Yeah.
Just everyone stop doing them, not just Seth.
It's because he always does them in the middle of the card when other people have done them better. And it's like, well, just don't do them. You must know that other people dive. Just don't do them.
Let like 2 people dive a night. No one else.
Exactly. 2 dives a night.
Yeah.
It's like a private swimming pool. Exactly.
Okay. I'm going to go for an agree, but not a wholehearted agree.
That's fine. I can accept that.
Blow it up in the comments below. I mean, that's going to be...
They're going to burn it down.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
They are going to burn it down. At Rock Roll Up Pod on Twitter for any comments on that one.
Yeah.
My final hot take... My final
Go on.
Megaphone Monday, and I think it's one
just
that's
another Megaphone Monday. That's nice. That.
Yeah, that is
Get
nice.
that jingle done.
Here we
Brother,
go.
recall it.
Number 3, not particularly controversial.
Go on.
I don't think. Simply, the Royal Rumble is the best gimmick in all of wrestling.
Oh, that's stip. That's stip. That's short for stipulation in the biz. We're in the biz.
In the biz-ness.
Yeah, love it. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. The only thing, War Games.
War Games is great.
Yeah, amazing.
War Games is great, if a little slow in the middle.
Yeah.
I think the excitement I get from Royal Rumble has not been surpassed by any other stipulation, any other pay-per-view. No. It's great. You're on the edge of your seat.
Royal Rumble is better than WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The Royal Rumble could have a mediocre card, but could be saved by a Royal Rumble match.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah, great point.
It's the one card I think where the rest of the night can be average, but if the Royal Rumble is great, that's all you need.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, I just love it. Waiting. The
countdown.
Please, the crowd don't count.
Wow, I don't care.
Not the whole time.
I'd be doing it if I was there.
Yeah,
I'd
same,
be going
same.
10. Can't do that anymore.
10.
AEW wrestler Sean Spears that we definitely saw in the Casino Battle Royal.
Yeah.
At Double or Nothing.
Because this definitely
after
isn't
that show
being recorded on the
stop asking
on
me.
the 19th of May. What?
Well, I can't argue against that, mate. I think it's great. What's your favourite Royal Rumble? That's the question.
My favourite Royal Rumble is, and I know it's the easy choice.
Come on.
It's the 92 Rumble.
Oh my lord.
It's the 92 Rumble. I think it's pretty much perfect from start to finish.
It's stacked, isn't it? It's got everybody in ever.
Yeah. Do you know the saddest thing about watching? Because there's not many things that can make you sad whilst you're watching that pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that when you're watching it, almost everybody is dead.
That is terrible, isn't it? Yeah, very sad.
1992. That's the year after I was born.
Wow.
And all of those people are dead. There's so many that come in, and you just think there's another one that's gone. WWE, probably give health insurance, please.
Please. I think they're probably listening to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is very sad, isn't it?
It is.
Really?
But yeah, the 92 Rumble is just amazing. Ric Flair obviously winning from the number 2 spot. Hulk Hogan being pulled out by Sid Vicious.
What was the one we watched when? Was it the one when Shinsuke won a couple of years back, which we thought was fantastic? The one where the Hurricane came back, Ray came back, Adam Cole, loads of people were on it.
The best,
Andrade,
probably the greatest,
greatest Royal Rumble.
The greatest Royal Rumble's my favourite. The greatest Royal Rumble moment of all time could still be AJ Styles coming out.
Well, don't you mean Roman Reigns' face and then AJ Styles halfway to the ring?
Yeah, that's not right.
The recut of that's a lot better. Yes, I agree. I will admit I've gone back and watched that several times.
Popped me bloody boots.
I get a little tingle in me winky woozle.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's very exciting.
So not ending perhaps on not the most megaphone opinion that needed to be put out there.
They don't want none.
Funk Soul Brother.
Yep. Remix.
Royal Rumble. Totally agreeable, I think.
Yep. I think it's fantastic, mate. I can't argue with that. I don't get more excited than for that. I love the spectacle of Mania, but what I would like is a WrestleMania card with a Royal Rumble on it. That's the one, baby.
I'd like Royal Rumble to be the WrestleMania of WWE.
Yeah. Love it.
Love it. Okay, hit me with your final.
With your rhythm stick. I think this is going to... unfortunately, it's very much on the AEW train again.
You've pissed off a lot of people today.
I know. Look,
I've said the Royal Rumble's good. I like that Kenny. He speaks sense.
I've gone quite negative here. I've just realised
he's a negative nanny.
I haven't gone. I haven't given a positive, which is a shame.
Come on.
I'm sort of very much the glass half empty.
Yeah.
You know, you're the glass is slightly more full, but ultimately still empty.
I mean, all those antidepressants in the kitchen don't seem to say that.
They fill up the glass. I kind of think Jim Ross has lost it. Yeah.
Okay.
Why can't we afford announcers, commentators, the same kind of retirement treatment that we give wrestlers? You know.
Yeah.
You still got it, all that stuff. I mean, I know the guy's had some personal tragedies and has had some issues in the past, and is the voice of wrestling. We all know he's the voice of wrestling. He is incredible storyteller, and wrestling would not be where it is without the mind of Jim Ross.
Most
the booking
iconic
ability,
voice.
the character development, the just the voicing of key moments in wrestling cannot be, and I don't think will ever be, better than Jim Ross. But that was like 20 years ago, man.
Right.
What major calls has he done that you've gone, wow?
Yeah.
I guess the idea is perhaps you're not meant to realise they're there, or all they're meant to do is kind of add to the story. But the stuff we've commented on recently of Jim Ross is in a very negative light, isn't it?
It's not great.
He's
great to hear, but when
what was the show? Was it the first time New Japan
the
came
G1
to?
special?
Yeah, and he was just people's names.
That's when he got
wrong.
his. That's when he hurt his ribs, wasn't it?
Was it then? Yeah.
Yeah. About 2 weeks after that absolute tragedy, that was.
Yeah, that was. No, it's awful. It's.
I think
don't think he's as good anymore.
I think what you're saying is this. That if I think, let me know if this isn't quite right.
Go on.
Is it that with wrestlers such as Flair, The Undertaker, we as wrestling fans say, thank you for your time for the business. Yeah. Please don't ruin your body anymore. You should retire and go in the Hall of Fame and be a legend. Yeah. But why don't we do that to commentators?
Unless they're Michael Cole. Let me say, please leave. Please leave.
Yeah. Because I guess you'd say the same thing maybe about Jerry the King.
Yeah, well, King's always been controversial in his own right, but I think them as a pairing was fantastic. But I just think he's as good as he was. I know it's a silly point. Of course he isn't. He's older, but I think nostalgia clouds everybody's minds as it does with everybody. You know, oh, Taker's still good. Oh, Goldberg's still good. All these people still, they're fine, but we're not idiots. We know they're not as good as they once were. That doesn't mean they should retire. Granted, they can do what they want, but I think going forward, sort of I think a younger energetic, just younger energy. I think kind of brought to the commentary booth. I think that's what we want.
Yeah, especially in AEW being a new a new promotion. It would have been really nice to have seen someone younger getting an opportunity.
Yeah, we're really anti old people. I mean, I don't let them sit down on the bus.
No.
If I see a walking stick, I kick it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I break it on me knee. I'm quite strong.
I break it on them. You are quite strong.
On their knee.
You've got tree trunk legs. That's what that is.
I get
all them squats.
The thing is, they got steel knees, don't they? So
some of them do.
Break wood very
easily.
easily.
That's an idea for a superhero. Oh,
What?
it's steel knee.
Steel knee grandma.
Steel knee. He'll steal your knees.
So
yes, just I love JR. Look, you know what I do like is a JR guest commentary spot. Come back for the odd pay-per-view, the odd main event. I love that.
They bring him out for like
wheel him out to do your commentary for like a one match. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But
I think as a permanent booth,
it's just something about the youth, and that's why I like an Excalibur or someone like that is kind of that is doing very well, and we sing the praises of a lot of other people, but just a little. I want a bit of youth, I want a bit of energy.
So that's your Monday megaphones for this week.
Yeah, done. Put the megaphone down.
Get it down.
Covered in spittle.
Just
wipe that off with a bit of soap.
That's a callback.
That's lovely, that, isn't it?
Or a bit of shower gel. Depends what you use.
Minty.
What's your favourite shower gel?
I like.
I know what you're going to say.
No, you don't. Don't ever assume you know what I'm going to say.
I know what you're going to say.
To assume makes an ass out of you and me. I like an imperial leather.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking you were going to say.
A bit classy, a little mango, a little saucy mango.
I've got imperial leather in the bathroom. Maybe we can lather each other up
Shall
later.
we have a lather? A lad's lather?
I thought, lad's lather. I thought you were going to say original sauce.
Look, I'm an original prankster.
Yeah.
But that's your common man's shower gel. I'm going to put it out there.
And ultimately,
it's too cheap for me.
That's basically
I like to pay 1 or 2 pence more for my shower gel. It's just honesty. Stick that up your megaphone and shout it.
As we were talking of commentary, let's just finish this week's episode
on a high note
with, let's say, give me your dream 2 or 3 man booth for AEW. Talking of the youth, hit me with the youth. Probably an old man.
A youth booth. I mean, we love Kevin Kelly, don't we?
Oh, Kevin Kelly's
I know he's hardly young.
On any commentary booth of mine.
I'd like a Kevin, McGuinness, Ranello triplet.
Oh my god.
I don't know, man. I think Excalibur's great. I don't know.
Have you heard any young females or any ladies that are good in the booth? I can't. There's not that.
Ladies that are good in the booth. Ladies that are good in the booth. Answers on the postcard.
There's Renee and there's Beth.
No, but I thought you said good in the booth.
Who?
We're going to sound terrible, but I don't know.
I'll tell you who's been all right.
Thingy from World of Sport's good.
Yeah. And I'll tell you who else has been all right. Lita's been quite good.
Lita's good, but sometimes she'll start a point and don't know where she's going. They'll be like, Lita, what do you think as a competitor? She's like, yeah, when I was in the ring, we used to, and it was just like that.
Oh.
Sorry, was that Lita?
Who could be great in the future? Current roster.
Why don't we let's pick someone that we think would be. I mean, we like Rocky Romero. You know what? He's the youth. How old is Rocky Romero? I don't know. Rocky Romero. He's in there because he's very good.
Yeah. What about a young lady who on the roster? Alexa Bliss would be a good commentator, probably. Good heel.
You know who I'd want?
Go on.
Iconics.
Oh my god, I'd listen to them all day long.
Funny. They're guests, but of course they couldn't do it full time. But they're funny, aren't they?
They're great.
Well,
they're just great. What a great gimmick.
What a great gimmick, just being Australian. Can't wrestle. Don't worry about that.
No. They're a bit green, but they're great to watch.
Great to watch. Like us, except you can't watch us.
Yeah.
You can hear us.
If you could watch us.
And we're not green.
It'd be great.
We are professionals.
Well,
on that note, we've ended on a positive note after quite a lot of negativity. But there we go. Expect more of that on Megaphone Mondays.
Hit us up in the comments with any ideas.
If you agree, if you disagree.
Any agree, any disagree.
If you're in the middle, if you're sitting on the fence, if you're Switzerland, Toblerone, cows.
Watches.
Yeah.
I went to Geneva. It was really nice.
You did, didn't you? Yeah, Switzerland. I've actually got a lot of Swiss relatives, so bonjour. That's Swiss.
And on that note, I think we'll
Yeah.
call it a day.
Au revoir.
Yeah.
Eh?
Adieu.
A what?
I've been Kenny.
I've been Jack.
Big time.
Peace out.